Welcome to a video tutorial of AuctionRPM. My name is Dan Zumwalt and I'll be your guide through this discussion of the audience lot view presentation screen. Now at this point, it's assumed that we've already pre-lotted the auction, meaning that we've already entered in information about the inventory that's going to be sold, and part of that process means that we have also, optionally, recorded photos of the items that are going to be sold as well. At this point, what we want to do now is we want to conduct a nice presentation on the actual day of the auction. Presentation meaning that we want to show a nice showing of what is being sold at the moment that it sells, using a computer connected to a projector that's projecting up onto the wall, maybe 10 feet tall, a nice showing of what's being sold. And so to do that, what we're going to do is from the main menu of AuctionRPM, I'm going to make sure that I'm looking at the auctions menu, and then under day of auction I'm going to click on audience lot view screen. This will present this screen here where we can select the auction that we want to operate on. I'll click on the new sample auction, which is the auction we've been working on in this video series. You'll notice here that we have a few different modes that we can use. We can use this classic AuctionRPM audience lot view mode, or we can use the slideshow style mode. To begin with, we're going to go with the classic AuctionRPM audience lot view mode, and we're going to go with the quarter screen picture mode here. I'm going to click on proceed. When I do, we're now going to see what are called the pre-auction messages. Now these pre-auction messages are typically your terms and conditions that people need to agree to before they can bid at your auctions. These terms and conditions can be entered in the settings and defaults area, and we'll cover that at the end of this video. And the idea being that when people come in, they will register, they'll go ahead and sign whatever it is they need to sign. They'll receive their bidder number, they'll come in and sit down and wait for the auction to start. Now because these projection screens are up towards the front of the screen, their eyes will naturally be drawn towards this message that is scrolling by, and they'll be made aware of exactly what the terms and conditions are that they need to agree to as well. That way nobody can say that they were never made aware of the terms and conditions that they need to be subject to while bidding. Now this screen that we're looking at right now has these terms and conditions going by, and the speed of this scroll rate can be changed. If you want to, you can hit the plus key on the keyboard. I'm going to do that now, and when I do, you'll notice that the scroll rate goes by faster. We can see that these words appear in a quicker mode. I'm going to hit plus again. Now it's going even faster. At the same time, we can also hit the minus key, and that will slow it down if we want to. Now that applies to the terms and conditions that we're looking at here. That also applies to the messages or the descriptions of the items that we're going to see in just a moment. Now there's two main modes that we need to really understand in using the audience lot view screen. The first mode is called dependent mode, and that's the default mode that this screen is in when we enter into what we're looking at right now. Right now we are in dependent mode, and what that means is that this computer that's running the projector is waiting for its cues, or waiting for its commands as to what to show from another computer in your network that's running AuctionRPM. Usually that computer, and we'll see an example of this in a moment, that computer is the bid entry computer, the clerking screen. So the idea being that when the clerk enters in a lot number indicating that a bid is to be entered for that lot number, but the action of entering in that lot number causes the audience lot view screen to show that lot. Now the other mode is independent mode. Independent mode means that the computer that is running the projector is not waiting for its cues from another computer. It's not being remote controlled by another computer, and in fact there would be a person sitting at the keyboard for that computer that's running the projector, and that person would be hitting keystrokes on the keyboard, causing that computer to display whatever lot number is needed at that moment. Now, as I said before, the different computers work together, and this particular computer that's running the projector, it has a projector connected to it, and these projectors that we're talking about here usually plug into the video port on the back of the computer. So instead of the monitor plugging directly into the computer, what happens is the projector plugs directly into the computer, and then the monitor plugs into the projector. That way, whatever information goes to the monitor also goes to the projector, and that gets projected up onto the wall. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to take this screen out of dependent mode, and I'm going to put it into independent mode. And to do that, I'm going to use a keystroke here. Now these keystrokes, you probably want to write these keystrokes down, because these are the keystrokes that you're going to be using if you wish to use the projector computer in independent mode. The first keystroke is F as in first, and when I hit F right now, it's going to pop up a message that asks if I want to enable independent mode. In this case, of course, I want to answer yes, and I'll hit that button right now, and that'll take me to the first lot in the auction. Remember, I hit F as in first right now, and that is the command to show the first lot in the auction. Another keystroke that can be used is N as in next. I'll hit N, and that will take me to lot number 2. This one looks different. Lot number 1 didn't have any photos. Lot number 2 does, and as you can see, there are multiple photos on lot number 2, and so as a result, AuctionRPM is showing a nice presentation of the lots that are in there for lot number 2. Of course, in this demonstration, the description doesn't fit the pictures that I have there, but this description that's going by, like I said earlier, can be changed as far as how fast the information is displayed. So if I go ahead and hit the plus key right now, that would make the description of monitor go by nice and fast. And if I hit the minus key, that would make it go by slower. And so that's a nice demonstration of how that works. I'll hit N again, and that'll take me to lot number 3. And you can see there that it goes to lot number 3. And again, takes me to lot number 4. Lot number 4 doesn't have a photo, and so it goes back to presenting the information like this. I'll hit P as in previous. That's another keystroke. That takes me back to lot number 3. I'll hit previous again, or P as in previous. That takes me back to lot number 2. How do I get to the last lot in the auction? You guessed it, you hit L as in last. And that takes me to the last lot in this sample auction that we have here. There's also another keystroke that we have here, and that is S for select. When I hit S right now, that gives us the ability to see what lot number it is that we want to display. Maybe when we want to jump to a specific lot number. Hitting S for select allows us to enter in that lot number. Right now I'm on lot number 6, so let's say I want to jump straight to lot number 2. So I hit a 2 and then hit OK, and that would jump me straight to lot number 2. Finally, we have another keystroke, that being Q for quit. Hitting Q right now would take me back to the main menu of AuctionRPM. There are a couple of other things that we need to cover regarding the audience lot view screen, and that is how another screen remote controls the audience lot view. First of all, if we go to, still under the Day of Auction tab, we have pre-lotted auction bid entry. Down here at the bottom of the pre-lotted auction bid entry screen, you notice that there's a section dedicated to the audience lot view. As the key indicates, and because it's in red, we are currently in pre-auction mode. Remember, when we first started the audience lot view screen, it was automatically showing us the pre-auction terms and conditions, and that is the pre-auction mode, and that's visually verified by the fact that this button is in red, also by the fact that we have the words pre-auction in the audience lot view lot number field right here. Now, this screen, normally it works by entering in lot numbers into the lot number field. Once you enter in a lot number, then you are given the opportunity to enter in a quantity, amount, and bidder number. But also, you'll notice down here that we have a master button. It currently is set to off. When this master button is set to off, then this screen does not remote control anything else, including the audience lot view screen. It's only after hitting master on and receiving this message that this screen would then remote control the audience lot view screen. Now, one of the things we hadn't touched on yet is that there's another screen called the bid price screen, and the bid price screen is very similar to the audience lot view screen, but it is designed to show what the current bid price is instead of the scrolling description at the bottom. That way people can see on the screen the current bid level or the bid price that the auctioneer is at, and they will be advised that way of what the current bidding level is. This message is telling us that when we are after we enter in the lot number and we get to the amount field, the cursor will stay in the amount field and allow the bid entry clerk to enter in amounts and press enter, another amount, press enter, an amount, press enter, and repeat that process as the bidding level goes up. Once the bid actually has stabilized, once the auctioneer has sold the item to a buyer, then the final bid amount would be entered into that amount field, and then you would use tab instead of enter to tab out of that field and move over to the bidder number field where the bidder number would be entered. That's what that message is. And this operation of entering in amounts here and pressing enter, that would change the current bid amount on the bid price screen that we were talking about there. Well, now that the master button is set to on, now we can remote control the audience lot view screen. Right now we're in pre-auction mode, but simply entering in a lot number here, such as I'll go ahead and enter in 4 and press enter, that action causes the lot number that is being shown in the audience lot view screen to change now. So now if I were to show the audience lot view screen, we would be looking at lot number 4. And that's the way that works. Another button that's shown down here in the bid entry screen is the standby button. If you hit standby, it just changes what is shown on the audience lot view screen simply to the words, please stand by. I'll go ahead and hit exit here, and there's one other thing that we need to visit, and that is found under Tools. We'll go to Settings and Defaults, and there's a couple settings we need to show you. First of all, let's take a look at message settings. If we look at message settings and then we click on this tab up here entitled Pre-Auction Messages, Terms and Conditions, we can see that there are 3 different kinds of terms and conditions that can be entered in. One for catalogs, one for bidder cards, one for gate releases. This terms and conditions right here for catalogs, these are the same terms and conditions that show on the audience lot view screen. And so if we want to change the terms and conditions in the audience lot view screen, then we change them here. Also, if we click on imaging down here, we can change what color we want the audience lot view options to be. The color, in this case, the color of the text. If I click on this button here, I can change it to any color I wish. If I want to change it to, let's say, an aqua color, I can click on that color right there. I'll hit OK, and so that is the color that it's going to display the text in. Over here, this is the slideshow speed, indicating how long you want each picture to linger onto the screen. Right now it's showing each picture for 5 seconds before it goes on to the next picture. In the inventory master record, you can have different descriptions there. You have the short description and the long description. This setting here indicates which description you wish to show in the audience lot view screen. Short only, long only, or short and long. And then finally, if we make use of the appraisal value field in the inventory record, we can optionally show the appraisal value in the audience lot view screen. I'll hit exit here. I'll answer yes to save changes, and that'll return me back to the main menu, and that will conclude our tutorial of the audience lot view screen. If you have any questions or comments about this video or any of the others in the video tutorial series of AuctionRPM, please give us a call. The phone number is 209-588-1232. Thanks for listening.